Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. Not dead yet, true shit. So why do I worry about what I can't see? I've been stressing about money for my rent, but the money that I spent last night with my friends was worth it. Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. So many lights, lights, lights with us tonight, night, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes, eyes, eyes. It's gonna be alright, right, right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, one shot. I don't belong to somewhere else than where I lay my bags. It's so hard to stay up and don't hide away behind the same old mask. But tonight I got the cool and I wanna go dance with you. So if you are in the mood, it's worth it. We don't belong with masks on. Leave them here and don't look back. So many lights, lights, lights with us tonight, night, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes, eyes, eyes. It's gonna be alright, right, right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment. So many lights, lights, lights with us tonight, night, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes, eyes, eyes. It's gonna be alright, right, right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. Oh, that's all we got. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, one shot.
We're moving through the night like we're from a different star, flying over streets and our broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we're golden, we run to the end and we run without shame. We own the game, and we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know. We're dynamite. We're dynamite. We're from a different time, yeah, we're of a different breed. 'Cause what we got is timeless, we supersede. we holding the key. Yeah, we're tight as can be. We're rolling just like we preach. Ooh, getting caught in the mist. There's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we're golden. We run to the end and we run without shame. We own the game and we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know. We're dynamite. We're dynamite. And we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know. We're dynamite.
And did you ever know somebody who slipped away and left the city? I'm just here to tell my story and let you know this shit ain't pretty. And take my word and make it your turn. If my tale sounds just like your girl, before you know it, she will leave ya. No trace, no note, you'll never see her. You ask her what you did and how to fix it. You try to find a way and get forgiveness. The search for pain is close to an addiction. So I'm just here to tell you why. Why? It is what it is. Why? It is what it is, what it is, what it is. Why? It is what it is, what it is. Why? It is what it is, what it is, what it is. Why? It is what it is, what it is. Why? It is what it is, what it is, what it is. Why? It is what it is. Why? So I'm just here to tell you it is what it is. There's no running, no hiding from it. You just have to stand and face it. She left you with no words or reason. All you can do is club and rebound. I know it's hard, but you can fake it. Yeah, just fake it till you make it. Before you know it, you'll forget her. Yeah, at least until the fog is clearer. You ask her what you did and how to fix it. You try to find a way and get forgiveness. The search for pain is close to an addiction. So I'm just here to tell you why.
need to wrap my head around. Yeah, I don't know if I can take another date and end up by myself. Make a movie, it's time for you to step up. Yeah, it's now or never. Tonight better be the night. That we'll remember until we're in the ground. The thing that both of us talk about.
Hello everyone, thanks for sticking around toward the end of the video. I'm just gonna go through a couple pictures in comparison. And first of all, these two cameras are in the same setting: highlight tone +1, shadow +1, color +2, sharpness +1, and then the noise reduction -4. And both of them, the white balance did not change any white balance shift, so they are in the center. So both of them are in toward the cool tone, a little bit rendered differently from the GFX. So let me just do it quickly. The left hand side is the GFX, and then the right hand side is the X-T4, the 23mm F1.4. They are in a similar range, not exactly the same focal length, but I'm just curious what are the differences. It's not very easy to see the difference in the monitor. I mean, even in the like, you have to zoom in a lot to see the differences of the pixel, but normally people won't zoom in this much. So this is the X-T4, and then this is the GFX. So just in case you are watching in the 1080p, maybe once you finish this, you can watch it in the 4K, or just make sure if you're watching in the monitor, just make sure that it is 4K so that it gets the more clear images. So what I'm gonna do is just make sure in the right side. So you can see that the logo here is slightly rendered better than the X-T4 logo because of the megapixel, but when you zoom out, it is hard to see the difference if you are at the fourth body. And let's check the bokeh also. So this is 23mm F1.4, so you can see that slightly difference. This one, the bokeh is slightly smaller. I think is because it's equivalent to 2.8, so that's the first set that I want to compare. And the color tone are pretty similar. You can see that the leaves right here, and then here the color, the brown color are very similar when you look at the ground, the leaves on here and on here. So they have a very similar tone. Even I set both camera, so I set the both camera the same setting as you have seen previously. So the first set of picture, when I zoom in, both are sharp, and I just noticed there might be 10 to 15% more clear on the logo right here, or on the edges of the logo. So the next set, so let me make it bigger. So the left hand side is the medium format Fujifilm GFX 50R, and then the right hand side is the X-T4. You can see the ratio is different also. You can see the 2/3 ratio versus different ratio here. You see the cropping of the original picture. These two are all SOOC, straight out of the camera. So let me zoom in. You can see that it is sharp on the eyes also. So let me zoom in. This one a little bit overexposed. So I'm gonna check. Yep, you can see there are more detail on the logo as well. So and this one slightly out of focus on the eyes. So yeah, I was just trying to check these two, and this one maybe because it's a little bit overexposed. And let me check the other set. So this is the third one I want to check. This one has more subtle lights, so let's check it out, because the previous one has a little bit more like difference in the exposure. So the left side is the GFX 50R. So let me zoom in a little bit more. And again, it's very similar in terms of the skin tone. Both like skin tone, if you set into the similar setting, they render very similarly. And you can see that the bokeh in the back also is smooth. Also, it has the Fujifilm characteristic. And I think this one is on the face, the focus, and then let me see this one. So like from the, even sometimes from the monitor, like side by side, it's hard to see those megapixel differences. Is 26 versus 50. So I know some of you were talking about the studio shots, and since I'm shooting, just experimenting my style, maybe it's hard to see in this street style photography, you know, like the natural lights. And some of you commented before, you were saying like using studio light to maximize the medium format, but since my shoot is using the natural lights, so I just want to see how different it is. So it is smooth, and then the color is as expected. So I mean, it's much more expensive, the medium format. So it's I'm still learning and then trying to find more experience on this one to have a conclusion. So yeah, let me know what you think, and then you can leave some comments. What do you think about the differences, and then the difference in terms of bokeh color and then the sharpness. So I'm just quickly doing these two JPEG, and then in the raw file, I haven't opened the raw file. I might use a separate video on that. So these are just two quick comparisons, and thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more video coming up. Bye.